Hey guys, this is ToyTony, and we're here with another video. I just got a package in, and we're gonna check and see what's in it. Stay tuned. Okay, well now we're gonna check out this package, and if you look real close at the silhouette, it's not going to be a mystery. We have Stonedar in this package. That's right. I've been waiting for Stonedar for a while. It's one of the Comet Warriors that we need to hang out with Rock on. And that will complete the two Rock Warriors that we have from the vintage toy line. I know that there is a female, and her name I think is Granada. And so anyway, if you look at the front, you can see how awesome our Rock Stonedar is, and his package is awesome, and it's one of those collector friendly packages. So if we hold on to the bottom of this, we should be able to slide him out. I watched 2 or 3 people do this and it seemed a lot easier, but anyway, we're gonna get him out of here for some reason. Normally you can just take these cards and just slide them out, and that's what we're gonna do. And when we slide it out, we're gonna turn it over so that we can look at this back picture, because look at how awesome this artwork is. We've got Stonedar fighting Multibot. We've got Granada right above him, and way up in the corner is Rock on, along with some. And the reason I went ahead and waited till I got out of the package is because it's hard to see the little creature, and that's something that Mattel has done ever since they started the Origins line. Either on the packages, if they have a lot of artwork, especially the collector ones, and on all of the boxes, they always put all these fun little Eternian creatures. And so anyway, if you looked at this, I love the artwork that they do for Masters of the Universe, and I love this collector friendly package. So this is the backdrop. We're gonna put that over here, and then we have a comic book which says Destroyer of Worlds. I'm not going to open the comic book up right now because we could sit there and kind of page through it. It's usually hard to see what everybody's doing when they're kind of paging through it. So anyway, you get a comic book, so you'll be able to check that out. Then we've got the bubble. That's the only thing between you, me, and Stonedar coming out of here. So we're going to take this out of here, get rid of this bubble. And then we're going to try to get Stonedar out of here. And I will tell you that before I pull him out, that he does have a few little rubber attachments. And I've already clipped them so that we don't have to sit there and fight with them. So yay! So, and I need to get this accessory out of here too. So let me stand him here for a minute. Can you stand there? Yes, you can stand there. Maybe I'll stand him up close and you can get a really good look at him. You know what's amazing about Stonedar to me is I love the Origin line because you get all the extra accessories, but the face on this figure just screams vintage Stonedar. I love the two Rock Warriors. I've always loved them ever since my son and I were at a Goodwill type store, and we found these two Rock guys. They were actually in their Rock shapes. When we found them, they were laying on the counter with nothing else, and I went up to the counter. I said, what are those two things? And I remember them telling us they didn't know what they were, but they were for sale. So we bought them, opened them up, and at that time, we did not know they were part of Masters of the Universe. We later found out, and that was part of the fun when my son and I started collecting, but we later found out that they were part of Masters of the Universe. Back when we started collecting, there wasn't an internet where you could just plug it in and see what the figure was that you had at hand. It was like, wonder who this is. And then you saw Mattel on the bottom of it, and then 2 and 2 together, and you said, oh my gosh, it's a He-Man figure. And we found out he was a good guy, so that's an added bonus. So anyway, we're going to turn him around so that you can see all this cool rock detail. The craters, the spray paint, the blues. It's very cool. And then we'll rotate him back around, and he can move his head from side to side. I think there's a little bit of a restriction there because of the big head shape, but I think he still has some mobility. He also has, I don't know if his arms have any, I guess they do have the standard Origins swivel at the arm, and they go up and down, and you've got the swivel at the waist, and they've got knee joints, and they've got ankle joints, so they do have the Origin articulation, and that's what makes them really cool. And that's something we didn't get with the vintage line. You know, they were very kind of not very mobile, you know. So anyway, we had a good time with them anyway. We still loved them, and I'm really in love with this guy now. So that being said, we're going to see what he does. So we're going to take him, and we're going to say, Stonedar, turn into a rock. And so he's going to, you got to rotate these around a little bit, I think, just to kind of, you can get them to like where they're really fitting into each other. That's really cool. And see, we got to rotate this one. We got a hole there. And yeah, we can put that there. And I might not have him perfect, but check that out. He is now, he can hide from the enemy. So now we're gonna take Stonedar, and don't fall asleep there. It's time to get up. You've already showed everybody that you can turn into your comet shape, and now that we know he can move and he's very articulated, we're going to show you his weapon. And he comes with one weapon, and it's reminiscent of the vintage weapon that they come with. And this is cool because this weapon can either be held in his hand, which I guess we will have to rotate like the comet shape in order to get the come on, turn your hand. So once you do that, you can put, you have a place to put this in his hand. Let me see if I can get that in there without too much trouble. It shouldn't be that hard. Okay. So he's got his, he can use it in his hand as like a laser gun, which is very cool. Or if you don't want it there and you want him to have his hands free because he's like fighting, you can stick the laser gun into the hole on his chest. Okay, I got it in there. I guess the first time is a little harder than normal, so we can take him and rotate him back around, and we can stand him there with a gun in his chest. And that's something that the vintage one could do as well. So anyway, if you had a good look at that, I think we've about covered all the awesomeness of Stonedar, except I've got a surprise to bring out and show you. And I know you've already seen it, but I figured, well, what the heck? Since Stonedar's here, we can bring out Rock On. and you can see them side by side. I guess I should have opened him too, but we will leave him in the package since this video is not about Rock On. It's not about you. You know, you can hang out with your buddy later. And anyway, so I hope you like the video that we've done of Stonedar, and I'm excited to get this figure in my collection. I think we're running out of actual origin figures that need to be made. I think there's just very few left. Depends on whether or not they make any movie figures. And I can think of 2 right off the bat that we want. So Mattel, if you're listening, we want Twistoid and Roton. We want those guys. And I liked what they did with the classics. So I think it would be cool to have them in their top form, but where they can also snap together and have a body. I think that was cool. That was a cool idea. And that's a shout out to Toy Guru. And anyway, if you like our videos, please, please, please like and subscribe. We're trying to do more videos. We're trying to be better about it. We're excited to do these videos, and we want you to be excited. So until next time, remember, you're never too old to love toys. I'm ToyTony, and this is Stonedar hanging out with me. Hey buddy, are you excited to get out of the package? I'm really excited. I'm so excited. I want to go find somebody to beat up. So anyway, enjoy. We'll talk to you real soon.